there's good news and bad news. The good news is I'm going to do a run on the half marathon route of my next race, the Monsal Trail Half Marathon at the end of October. Bad news is the weather forecast for Bakewell today says scattered thunderstorms. So let's hope they don't scatter where I am, but we'll see how we get on. Right, I'm here at the old Bakewell railway station. I was born in 1975, lived in Bakewell my whole life, and I don't think there was ever a live railway here. So I'm about to go on the old railway tracks, which is now the Monsal Trail, and follow the route of the half marathon race that I'll be doing at the end of October. I have figured out, I only realised yesterday, having been planning this run all week, that I'm probably going to bump into some park runners, as there is a Monsal Trail park run a few miles up the trail from here. So I'm not sure what state the park run will be in when I get there. Today is going to be a bit of a test for the shoes I'm wearing as well. The Hoka Torrent 2s are some of my oldest trail running shoes. They've done well over 1,000 kilometres and I'm still running them, not so often these days, but I thought I'd just try them on this half marathon run this morning, see how they get on. So having set off from Bakewell, the town where I grew up, I went to school and lived until about the age of 21. Running on this trail brings back memories from my younger days. At one point I was living with my mum in the village of Great Longston, which we'll pass as we run along the trail. Before my time there was a railway station in Longston as well, and my best friend from school, Chris, he grew up in Ashford in the Water, which is kind of the next village along. So I remember one summer when I was living in Longston, Chris was with his parents in Ashford, and some evenings, maybe a Friday or Saturday night, and we both used to meet up on our mountain bikes, and then we'd cycle into Bakewell. I can't remember where we put the bikes when we got there, and then we'd have a few drinks around the pubs and then cycle back in the dark along this trail. And one thing we always used to have to look out for is in the evenings you'd get frogs hopping across the trail or just parking themselves on the trail, so we'd be forever going frog and having to swerve around them. I'm sad to say my friend Chris passed away last year, so the memories are still fresh of losing him. I believe this is Hassop Station, where the park run starts. Somewhere around here. Can't see any cones or markings yet, so they're not quite ready to go. Imagine I'll catch them on the way back. I keep seeing signs for Wydale, which also brings back memories. My mum and dad split up when I was 18, while I was at university. So my dad later remarried, and him and his new wife bought a corner shop in Bakewell called Wydale Grocers, and they ran that for a while, and then they decided to expand the business, do bed and breakfast as well at the same place. It's quite a big house. That was Wydale Bed and Breakfast. So of course the Wydale signs always remind me of that. Not to dwell on the sad memories, but my dad passed away in 2012 at the age of 64. So that's good motivation to look after my health if ever I needed any.
Lap 3, 6:15.
3 kilometres in, I've just made it to Longston Bridge. That's the road to Great Longston, where my mum lives, and the trail carries on to where Great Longston Station was. I think it's now someone's house. Didn't expect to be here so soon, but I think this is Longston Bridge. Used to cycle over this to meet Chris. There's the steps I had to carry my bike down to get up to the road to Great Longston Village. And this is the old station. Not sure if that's Thornbridge Hall up there. I think that's the crows saying good morning. You can probably tell just from what you've seen so far that Bakewell and the surrounding areas in the heart of the Peak District, as the signs would tell you, is a really nice place. Plenty of gorgeous trails to run on, plenty of hills nearby if you're looking for them. So you may wonder why I moved away. It's a very good question. The answer's fairly simple, really. At the moment we live in a 4-bedroomed house on the outskirts of Chesterfield with my wife, 3 daughters and a cat. And if we were to try and buy the same kind of property in Bakewell and the surrounding villages, I think you're looking at between £400,000 and £500,000, which we haven't quite got at this point. And even when we were looking for our first house, just my wife and I, yeah, the budget wouldn't stretch to anything local, but Chesterfield's our kind of nearest big town where we could afford a property, and we knew it quite well, so that's where we moved to. And to be fair, we really like it. I think I'm approaching the Headstone Tunnel, which should take me through to Monsal Head, or below Monsal Head, and then over the viaduct. All these tunnels were blocked off when I was growing up in Bakewell, so they were opened up a few years ago. I've been in a couple of them, but not all, and only once, so it'll be nice to see what it's all about. Have a jog through the tunnels, which thankfully appear to be lit up. I'm just glad they made a tunnel, I don't have to run over that hill. Just keeping my eye out for rock falls. Not sure what my GPS will think of being in this tunnel. So just came out of the Headstone Tunnel there, and this is Monsal Viaduct. It's quite a long way down. River down there. Monsal Head, somewhere up there with the pub. Plenty of hills to run on, as you can see. I'm thinking this is going to be a really nice place to run the half marathon, although it has been gently uphill all the way so far. I haven't really noticed it, only just thought about it really. But there is over 200 metres of elevation gain over the entire course, but if it's this gentle, I can cope with that. I've been doing my usual and saying good morning to everybody. I'm not sure that's the done thing in such a touristy area as this. I've seen quite a lot of people already. It's only 8:25 in the morning, so parkrun will be setting off in just over half an hour. Approaching the next tunnel, which is Cresbrook Tunnel, and I believe Cresbrook is that old stone village over there. Tunnel lights go off at dusk, and dear, don't want to be caught in here in the dark then. Cresbrook Tunnel, AD 1883 it said. A much shorter tunnel, this one. I can see ahead the exit and behind where I came in, unlike the Headstone Tunnel which went on for ages. There's a real headwind as I run along here. Last time I checked the weather, it said the thunderstorms were likely to start after lunchtime, early afternoon. So should have plenty of time to get this done and get back home before that kicks in. Just left Cresbrook Tunnel. See the river down in the valley there. Incredible views. This is definitely the Peak District, and the next tunnel is just over there. I think it says Lytton Tunnel. Another long tunnel, that one. So approaching 9 kilometres in, definitely noticing the uphills now, and I'm sure if I'm running at half marathon PB attempt pace, they'll be a lot more noticeable. Nice smooth trail all the way though, it's got that going for it, and the scenery's great.
Lap 9, 5:40.
Plenty of benches too. Slight detour off the main trail just to see what's going off here. Big cliff face there. Nice. So as I approach halfway, I'll check how long I've been running for. I have been stopping for photo ops and so on, and turn around and do the downhill leg. I think on race day the sensible thing to do again is to use the Pace Pro to start slow and build into it. Given the uphill first half, that seems to make perfect sense. Take it easy on the way up and then gradually increase the speed and bomb it on the way back. Sounds easy. Even after 10k, still heading towards Wydale according to the signs. I have no idea of what Wydale actually is or where. I only know it as a place that some businesses and roads in Bakewell are named after, and it's up here apparently. I'm sure that's one of the bridges I'll be driving under if I ever go from Bakewell to Buxton. Never seen it from up here before. Yeah, I think we're looking at old railway stations here, if ever I saw them. Not quite sure where we are. I think where I meet this next trail, final proper branch, that might be the turnaround point for the half marathon. I've done 11k. So yeah, I think this is it. Meet this, and my watch says it's time to turn around, so I won't get to find out what Wydale is, because you need to go even further along to get to that. I'll head back and see what's happening with the park run. Let me check the time. 8:51. I imagine it'll be in full flow by the time I get back there. Let's go and find out. Almost forgot to mention, it was about 1 hour and 8 minutes at the turnaround point. Just heading back now, and all the little downhills on the way here that I didn't even notice are now noticeable little uphills. I'm planning to do my first ever Q&A video on the channel. I've gone over 600 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thanks for that. And I'd like to answer any questions you may have about my past, present or future, be it running related or not. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below this video, and I'll also put something on the community section, so any subscribers should see that in the coming days. So thanks for taking an interest, and if there's anything you'd like to ask, fire away. Sorry, thank you. I think I just saw the last of the park runners go past, including the tail walker. Approaching Bakewell station now, 40 metres to go. So it took me almost 2 hours and 10 minutes to do the half marathon route this morning. It's an easy pace, around 6 minutes per kilometre, I guess. So some improvement needed for race day. If I'm aiming for 1:42, it's quite tough on the legs actually, that route. Navigation's really easy, of course, because it's just up and down the railway line. But yeah, I can feel it in the hips and calves now. So some training yet to do. So thanks for following along today as I explored the Monsal Trail Half Marathon. If you do want to subscribe to my channel, it is free. Just press the button and watch the subscriber count go up by 1. Thanks again, I'll see you soon.